Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to another turkey pattern test on a ridiculously hot morning. It's only 9 a.m. and it's already like 95 degrees and 1,000,000% humidity. I'm soaked with sweat just from stapling the target up already. But either way, we've got some testing to do out here, so we need to hop into it before it gets any worse out here. But for today, I've got a little bit of a more budget combo that we haven't tried yet, and I really don't know what to expect from it. It could be a little bit better or a little bit worse than some of the other stuff we've seen. I really don't know. But to start out with, the load we're bringing out here today are some of the 12 gauge Federal Grand Slam loads. These are a 3-inch, 1200 feet per second, 1 3/4 ounce of number 5 shot. And I do have the chronograph, so we'll see how close we get to that 1200 feet per second on the box here. And as for those loads, they have been kind of less than impressive so far. They haven't been as bad as a couple of the other ones we've tested, but they also haven't been anything special to write home about. But they are a budget turkey load that chances are it will probably work out to 40 yards, but it hasn't been impressive to say the least. So hopefully the other half of our setup can actually make up for it a little bit today. I have my doubts, but we'll see. But for that setup, I brought back out my Remington 1187 Premier here, and I threw in a budget choke, that being the TRUGLO Gobble-Stopper Xtreme. It's a 665 constriction choke that has shown us some really impressive results so far for being like a $28 choke or something. It's really been pretty surprising. So can that $28 or $30, whatever it is, choke help out these little bit cheaper, kind of budget friendly Federal loads? I don't know. I hope so, but we'll see, I guess. But as for the testing, I have the usual setup, which is the turkey target over at 40 yards away, as well as the chronograph, so we'll be able to get our speed. So let's take you guys over, get you a view of the target. We'll shoot the shot, look at our chrono number, and go see how they did. So let's head over here and shoot them and see if maybe we can get a little bit better results out of this combo. Alright, so that round gave us 1,156 feet per second across the chronograph. The box called for 1,200, so we're not quite there on this one. But that 1,156 is still right in a pretty decent speed pocket from what I've seen for turkey loads anyway. So did that TRUGLO choke help us out any with these loads? Let's go take a look at our target and see how they actually did. Alright, so we're down here now at our 40-yard paper, and this is how they performed. We do absolutely have a dead turkey here. I mean, there's 4, 5, 6 in the brain there and a couple more down the spine. So he is absolutely a dead bird. But if we back up and look, once again, it's not really all that impressive as far as pattern goes. Now, I do think, just by looking at this is probably one of the better patterns we've seen with these Federal Grand Slam loads, but that really doesn't say much in the grand scheme of things, I suppose, because this is not a very impressive looking pattern. Now, on the other hand, it is clearly a dead bird, and if he would have moved his head anywhere within that piece of paper or anything there, I don't think there was anything there he would have made it through as far as gaps or voids or anything like that goes. So is it an okay pattern? I guess, but it's definitely nothing impressive to say the least, especially not when a very comparable load, the Longbeard 5s at the same price on the same shelf right next to each other, can give you tremendously better results than these can. And I think that's been kind of the story with these is, yeah, they will do the job, but there's just better options out there at the same price point. But if you've had better success with these, what kind of setup are you running? I would love to know. But either way, it would have gotten the job done, but it's just not anything super impressive. Alright, this is the wad out of that shell, and it's your typical Federal flight control wad if you've never seen one of these. These open up from the rear and kind of act like a parachute from the rear to slow the wad down. And they typically stay nice and together up here towards the front, but there's nothing down in there as far as shot or buffer or anything like that. So I think the wad did its job as best it could for this test anyway. I think it's just a case of that's the max that these loads are going to be able to give us right there as far as performance. But either way, nothing really too special to see as far as this wad goes. All right, y'all. Well, what did you guys think about how these loads performed? It is about what I kind of thought it would be, but I do think that TRUGLO Gobble-Stopper helped just a little bit. I do think this is one of the better patterns we've seen, all things considered, from these federal Grand Slams. But clearly, it's nothing really super impressive here, and definitely nothing compared to a longbeard load at the same price point. But at the end of the day, it would have killed that bird, and it would have gotten the job done out to 40 yards for you, which that's kind of been the theme with these loads is, yeah, they'll work, they'll get the job done, but they're just not impressive. But either way, let me know what you think. Leave me your thoughts in the comments, how you think these things did, and would you use these loads or have you used them? And stick around because we've got plenty more videos coming out and some really interesting stuff, especially now that we're getting within weeks now of deer season. So those are going to be some interesting and fun videos coming out there here soon. But on that note, I'm going to get back to testing before I just melt out here in the frying pan that is this morning, and I'll see y'all in the next one.